Hello. I just want to do something fun today. I've got a project that I kind of want to start, but I know I'm going to need tags and things to go in that. So I've just had a look through a mass of stuff that I've already printed, and I've got my little strips here. So I'm not going to film this particular bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a masterboard. I'll put some pictures in, I'll take some photographs, put some pictures in, and I'll be back to kind of start work on the actual tags. I've got a kind of idea of what I want to do, so I'm just going to insert some pictures here and then I'll be right with you. Okay, so I've cut up my masterboard. I've done two kind of trials just to see how they worked. Obviously I turned this upside down, so I didn't know what I was going to get. I've got 6 left. I've got 8 tags from this. So these are the 6 that I have left. Now this is a product that I purchased and I very, very rarely use it. So I usually use my little card to do this. It's brilliant. I'm sure you've all seen me use it, where you would put it on, cut the corner, so you use this as your guide. It goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G up to L, and this is where you're supposed to line up to make a little hole, but it's such a little hole, I know that is not really something I want to use. So I'm going to pick my line. Blimey Charlie, if I can see anything. Let's go for the E line. So basically you line your tag up, close that, take your little blade and you put it in this little guide, and then you use it as a little trimmer, and then you turn it over and you put it in the same. You can't see which line you want to use, but there we have a tag shape. I can't see that line, so I'm going to take a Sharpie. I'm going to put a line here so I know this is the line that I'm using. Anyway, I just thought I'd give this a go because it's been hanging around. Right, I'm grabbing some black die cuts because I think the black will stand out really nicely against this kind of coloured, patterned, busy background. So all I'm going to do, this is a super simple and super easy project that I'm doing today. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun, like I said, and have some tags ready for when I try this junk project that I'm going to do. So I'm just going to take a few of these kind of black die cuts and lay them out and see what works. Now right, so I think we have our tags, something like that. Right, so I'm going to glue these into place and try and remember where the bits go. Right, so there we go. I have my 6 tags. Because I had those really bright kind of strips to create my masterboard, you know, it looks like a lot more work has gone into them than it actually has. But I just thought these kind of black silhouettes on the top would work really well. Now, I have my little slot punch. You don't have to use a slot punch. You could use a hole punch to do any of this kind of tag top. So I'm just going to pop a hole in each one. Like I said, I want them to all look different, but I'm happy for them all to have the exact same theme. from the pictures, I'm not 100% sure you'll be able to see, but I used a piece of the photo paper that I didn't quite print correctly onto one of my test prints for the folio. So that's what I just used. Rather than, you know, throw it away, I've just used it up to make this. So I've dyed a bit of seam binding just using, it's actually calligraphy ink. Just dyed it. It's the only black that I could really find. So I'm going to keep to my black theme, and I'm going to put some black stitching on these, and I'll also do my little templates, because these are at the same stage. These are the two that I started with. I have actually already put some sayings on those, but I'll do the rest after. So I'm going to go ahead and sew these round. So I've got them all sewn, not perfectly. Some of them actually are quite poor, but they are all sewn. So that is my 8 tags. I used on 2 of them, these 2, I've used a couple of little sayings, but I think what I'm going to do is find out my black background ones, because I think they're going to stand out a lot more. So I'm just going to have a quick look for those. I've got some of my little words in the black, but I do need to trim some of these off. So I'm just going to have a little play around with putting some of these into place. I know this is not much of a it's not a tutorial, it's just a process video. I have all of my labels and my little sayings in a drawer. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but a few weeks ago Jay knocked it over, and where they were all upright in spots so I could see what was what, they're now everywhere and upside down, and it's very hard to find anything. Very difficult to find anything. So at some point I'm going to have to sit for several hours probably and go through all of my labels again and try and organise them into themes. But, you know, you never know what you're going to find when you dig your hand in at the moment. You could pull out anything. Got a couple of little pots. I'm going to move those out of the way for a moment. A couple of little pots. I've got a little tiny bit of black paint, and I really better shake it first. This is the Arteza colour change one. This is fancy black. I absolutely love it, but this is going to be the last I ever buy because it is now just crazy expensive. So I'm going to use this sparingly. I'm just going to chuck a little bit of water in there. A little bit of, I'll use some white gesso. Grab a little spatula here. I don't want a lot. That will do. And a bit of water up there. Okay, so I've popped those down. I'm going to grab my little pot, and just because I've got the white is mostly around the edge of that, so I'm just going to give that a little, pick up a little bit of that white gesso. Shouldn't be too overpowering, especially once it dries. And I'm just going to hold this part way down, because I don't want huge splatters. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And I'm going to do the same with that black. So I'm just going to use my brush to mix that water in with that paint. Give it a tap. And again, I'm going to hold my brush part way down and just give that a little flick. Brilliant. Right, I need to give those a clean, so I'm just going to wrap them in a baby wipe for now. Right, I'm going to just grab my heat tool and, you know, give these a little bit of a dry. So something else, it's always something. I accidentally pressed photograph and thought I was filming, and I wasn't. I took a photograph. And then on top of that, the only reason I actually realised that I wasn't filming is we had a little bit of a power cut. So everything seems to be okay now, but I have finished my tags. So basically what I did is I just did a little bit of stamping on top of, you know, what we'd already done. So I've done a little bit of stamping on some of them, not all of them. There's a tiny little stamp there. So it wasn't really a lot. And the only other thing I've done is just inked the edges of the tags. So this is my finished tags, 8 little tags made with a Masterboard, all with the same theme, using that black on colour, which I love. You can of course use any strips that you have or book pages to make your collage. I left everything square and just filled in the gaps. So I hope you like my little tags for today, my quick and fun project. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. Bye.